Well, I was about to say good evening because I was supposed to be on before midnight, but good morning if you're on the East Coast. Yes, I am live at 12 o'clock, midnight. Like, that's crazy. So, good evening, depending on where you are. Good morning, good morning. Hey, 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 how you doing? Greetings, all of my elite creators. Oh, that's what I used to say. But all of my creative entrepreneurs, if you guys are up, you must be burning the midnight oil, working on orders as well. So, how are you guys doing? How are you guys doing? We are going to get started. As you can see, we are going to sublimate some shirts. I'm going to give you guys late night, session on what you need for sublimation. Also, if you missed my big announcement, we are going to also talk about that, but you can somewhat see from the thumbnail with the wholesale paper and ink. So we're going to talk about that and so much more in just 30 seconds. So don't go anywhere, but hit the um hit the share button. There we go. Hit the like button, hit the share button, and we're going to get started in 30 seconds. All right. Hello again. How are you guys doing? Yes, it is late night with the professor. I had to come on because we had a major announcement today. I know everyone probably wasn't on that live, and I just wanted to be able to come back, catch all of my night owls on the East Coast, do a live video for all of my West Coast folks. When we look at our analytics and look at our numbers, West Coast really shows love to, honestly speaking, like y'all be on it on the West Coast. So I thank you because you could shop with anyone that's closer to you, maybe save a little bit on shipping, but you decided to spend your coins with us and we appreciate it. So I said, I have to try and stay up some of these nights to do late night live sessions for all of my mountain time and Pacific time followers and supporters. So this one is mainly for you guys. But if you're on the East Coast, you're on Central Standard Time, you can join in the fun and benefit as well. But this one was for all of my West Coasters and mountain timers. All right. So hello, hello. And she said hello from the Midwest. Hey, hey, hey. All right, all right, all right. Yes, this is for you, Miss Cheryl. All of you guys, excuse me, over there on the West Coast. Let's see. Oh, we got a birthday in the building. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. All right, there we go. I don't know how much of that you can sing before they try and get you for some coins or be like, how all that, copyright stuff. I don't know how much of that. I know the actual happy birthday song. You can't sing too many bars of that, but I'm not quite sure about that one. So, there we go. Thank y'all for saying happy birthday to Don. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday. Hey, just say, hey, just say. All right, so I see all of you guys. Hello, hello, good evening, good morning, good evening, good morning. Greetings, depending on where you are at. Hey, hey, hey. Let's see. Hola, 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 hey. Yes, definitely good morning. Make sure that you guys hit that share button. If you have not hit the share button, please, please, please be so kind and hit the share button and make sure that you also give this video a thumbs up. I forgot to share this video out, so I'm going to share it out right now. Get all of my night owls on the live. We're going to go through some basic things that you need to know for sublimation. We're going to go over again the big announcement that was made earlier today, and we're going to submit some shirts. When I made the announcement, I mentioned my other website, and a few of you guys came on there and purchased some things from HS Ink Design. So I thank you so much for doing that. And we're going to press those orders now. I was going to wait to get to tomorrow, but we're going to press those orders tonight. Well, some of them, because I have to do a mug also. So I'll do that part tomorrow, because my mug press, my regular one, is actually out in the living room because I'm switching my room around. So let me go over here to Facebook. Say good evening because I was supposed to go. And we're going to share this out. I'm sorry, I'm just sharing it out. All right, so like tonight, I literally shared this out in so many different places. It's ridiculous. Like I'm just throwing caution into the wind, and I'm sharing this sucker everywhere because it's very rare that I am on live this late. So I am sharing everywhere, y'all. Everywhere. All right. And you guys do the same and share it out. Okay, there we go. All right, so we're all shared out. Hello. Okay, again, hello. All right. Oklahoma, it's freezing there. Do you have snow? Because I've asked like 3 people to put me a little snow in a poly mailer and send it to me, and none of them have done so far. And I don't appreciate that. I'm waiting on my snow. Yes, it's a late night one for my night owls on the East Coast and Central Standard Time, but this is more so for my lovely people on the West Coast and Mountain Time. All right, so let me go ahead and get through all the pleasantries. I am Shakia, the professor of Honestly Speaking, otherwise known as HS Ink or HS Ink 365. We also have a wonderful academy to help creative entrepreneurs and those who just want to take their crafting game or just what they like to do, their hobby to the next level. That is 365 Creative Academy. Most of you guys here probably know me from the name and the channel Silaholics Anonymous. While I am still very much so a Silaholic, just did an amazing class last night, by the way, showing how to, it was multiple crop, but we did an amazing MLK design that can be used for a Facebook banner. If you go to my Facebook page, like my personal, well, it's not personal, but the Shaquille Lavelle profile or the Silaholics Anonymous, you will see what we designed in class last night. So I have an awesome academy. Right now, for those, it's kind of closed, but we do have some classes coming up where you guys can experience all that I am in a real teaching setting. This is fun. I'm always teaching when I'm live, but in my classes, oh, honey, it's a different experience. It is a different experience. And you guys definitely have to come to one of my classes, my live session. Like you can attend live and experience that. Do so. I will post the link. I forgot to do that for you to sign up for updates for the classes. So I will post that afterwards and just come back and check the comments. And I will post the link for you guys to be able to get updates for upcoming classes. We have some sublimation classes coming up. We have some grad classes come like for graduation stuff. We have some party favor and paper crafting stuff coming up. We're going to run back the class for foam board and foam board letters. We're actually going to do a shape this time instead of a letter or a number. So we're going to do a shape in my next foam board class. All right. So yeah, that's who I am. All right. This live broadcast is brought to you by the letters HSINK365. And that is now your, I think, one of the only places. It's your wholesale. For everything else, we have wholesale places, but we don't have a wholesale place or business or online shop, anything like that for business to business supplies for like sublimation ink and things like that, and sublimation paper. And we are, if there is we're just amongst a very few wholesale sites now. We are now basically wholesale priced on our site. So that was the big announcement, that on our site, all of the prices have been dropped to help out our fellow creative entrepreneurs. The name of the game for you to be profitable in your business is buy low, sell high. And one of the number one ways to do that is to be able to source your supplies at a lower rate, so that when you're pricing, you can stay at your rate now, maybe, and even if you increase, maybe you find that they're not want to pay your prices, you maybe need a little help to kind of get them going and entice them. You can get your supplies from our website at amazing prices. Now, that means there's a bit of bad news, but we'll talk about that in a minute. But you can get all of your supplies here. It's broken down. Under that Change the Game sublimation paper, you can get our regular fast dry, our tacky sublimation paper rolls, our tacky sublimation sheets. We have some sample packs, which I don't know if they're actually on the sites right now, but we do offer sample packs of our paper. So as you can see, those prices. So on our 13 by 19, you're going to save 24% off of the average market price. Our 8.5 by 14 was pretty much already kind of in like a good range. So that one doesn't seem like is that much. 11 by 17% compared to what you may normally see it priced at. So from $34 to $28.30. Our 8.5 by 11 went from 20 to 18 because those are already pretty low. But our 13 by 19 went from 44 to 33.65. And we are really pushing that branding. You guys know we brand 365, 30 seconds. So all of our prices include 365 or backwards 563 or 30 in there somewhere. It's all about the branding, right? So that was the big announcement, is the prices have been slashed. You're going to be able to profit more because you can get your supplies a lot cheaper. So that's that. All right. So let's look at some of the ink as well. So even on the ink, those prices have changed as well, from 68 to 55, 63. So we definitely dropped those prices to be able to help you guys out. Just regular bottles of ink are now $15.63. All right. So that means, wait a minute, wrong one. There we go. Because we dropped it to where our profit margin kind of comes down a little bit, that means we're going to be very limited on sales. We will only have the sale for our anniversary. Last year we did have the sale for Mr. Man's birthday, but we've taken everything down for you. So we won't kind of have that, but come our anniversary, we'll definitely run a sale for that. All right. So let's get into this. Let's learn about sublimation. So, sublimation allows you to not have to worry about fading. You don't have to worry about weeding. That's that's the pros of it. It's really quick and easy, especially when you're using, honestly speaking, sublimation ink and paper. You can sublimate really, really fast. 30 seconds is all you will need if you have a pretty decent heat press. I find that some who don't have one, they may have to go to like 40 seconds, 45, but that 365 range still works. I've actually sublimated shirts at 325 degrees. So the paper's bomb. It speaks for itself. All the ink release comes off of it. All the ink releases from the paper. But sublimation allows you to put things on soft substrates, hard substrates such as mugs, tumblers, keychains. The possibilities are literally endless. There are tags. Where's my tag at? Then we have our tumblers. There's like regular tumblers or stainless steel tumblers. There's stainless steel cups. I love this tumbler. I love that mug. We have license plates, keychains, bonnets, socks, headbands, arm sleeves, masks. I mean, the possibilities are endless, and there are a multitude of ways to make money in this industry. Sublimation is not just a multi-million dollar. It hits the billions because you start off here and learn the foundation, and you can build to where you can have a company making uniforms. All of our cheerleaders' uniforms are sublimation. My son has like 4 different football uniforms. They are sublimation. So you learn the game right here, right with the professor, and you grow and you build. You learn about bigger heat presses, bigger printers, about cut and sew, and even bigger machines. Like you either cut them by hand or you can get like the laser ones. There's so many ways to scale, but it all starts here in your dreams and desires to be a creative entrepreneur and take your side hustle from one level to the next and just continue to elevate. And that is what I am here for, is to get you guys started on that journey. So sublimation does require you to have a printer that has sublimation ink. It's not your regular everyday ink that you print out documents with or your invoices. Do we use like a regular desktop printer? Most of us, yes, we do. But there are several like true sublimation printers on the market, but the Epson ones do just fine as a startup. And as you grow and move and progress, you may want to get one that is actually sold as a sublimation printer. I do have a Sawgrass, haven't set it up yet, but I will get it set up soon so you can kind of see the difference between the two. When it comes to what type of printers you can use, you want to use one that is heat-free, because sublimation occurs when that ink is heated up. And so if you're using printers where the print head uses heat and it's a thermal print head, it's going to start to, it boils the ink and it's going to boil that up past like 400 degrees. And so it's already starting that sublimation process in the print head. So you want to avoid that, and you want to use things that are printers that are heat free. There are other printers outside of Epson, but I pretty much teach only on Epson printers, as that's all I really have. I'm familiar with, as far as the ugly word converting, which it's a really bad word. There really is no conversion with it. You're not changing anything. You're not taking anything off. All you're doing is switching the ink that you would normally use in that printer. The ink that came in the box, you don't use it if it's an eco tank, and then you put in your sublimation ink. If you are using a printer that uses cartridges, I do recommend that you start with those cartridges. Contrary to what any other video you have watched has said, it's not a big deal to put that in there. It's actually better to start with your Epson cartridges. When you follow my videos and make sure that you have your cartridges set up and properly primed, filled and primed, it's one printhead cleaning. Don't believe me? Watch any of my 3 to 4 videos on setting up like a 7720, a 7210, a 7110, the 7840, any of those, and you'll see it's one printhead cleaning, even when you use the Epson cartridges first. But cartridge-based printers are the only time that you start with the actual sublimation. The actual ink that came in the box. But if you get an eco tank, then you will go straight to, honestly speaking, Sublimation ink. It's already keyed for eco tanks, but this nozzle also is great for those who have to use a syringe and needle, because you don't have to take this off, and it's going to limit how many spills you may have. I've knocked these things off my desk so many times, and it's just like a couple drops of ink somewhere. It's not like wasting all of your ink out. And as you can see, our bottles are 140 milliliters. So you're going to get more bang for your buck with the price point and the fact that you get more in the bottle. So you'll have less, you won't have to purchase them as much. What's in here lasts a really, really long time. All right. So you need a printer that's heat free. You're going to need, honestly speaking, Sublimation ink. And then you're going to need paper. Can you use any paper? Yes, you can. If you're just trying to learn, you may not want to waste your sublimation paper. You can use regular paper. I have done live tutorials and live demos. I have printed to colored cardstock. It was green. It looked crazy as far as like the colors on that green paper. But once it's pressed, it is it's the colors that it should be. Now, was it as clear and as sharp as using sublimation paper? No. Will it transfer the colors? Yes. Are the colors a little bit off? Yes, if you're not using sublimation paper. Sublimation paper is made to release it to where you're going to have nice, crisp edges where you need them. The colors are going to be nice and vibrant, and all of the ink will release onto it and give you the best color payout. Now, all sublimation papers are not created equal. Now, there's so many people that say that, no butcher paper required. That is no longer an exception to the rule. It's pretty much becoming standard across the board. Even with some of the well-known brands, they have rebranded and they have paper where you don't need to use a cover sheet on the top, like on top of it. That is becoming an industry standard. But what's not an industry standard is being able to sublimate at lower temperatures. So with ours, no butcher paper on top. You don't need a lot of pressure. Again, you're going to see me sublimate tonight at 365 degrees for just 30 seconds. That's it with my Hottronics. You may have to play around with yours. Be sure to get some scrap fabric. There's so many different options that you can get to practice on. Some of the ones like I like to use, the satin pillowcases from the Dollar Tree, the micro towels from Dollar Tree, just getting microfiber pillowcases from Walmart, or if you find them somewhere on clearance, or just simply go to your local Joann's or Hobby Lobby or any other fabric store. Walmart also has polyester fabric in their fabric section. So you definitely, whether you are new, you're an intermediate user, if you feel like you are a veteran to the game, you must have scrap fabric and things that you can press your images to, just to test out new techniques, to see what colors will look like. You want to have scrap fabric. Next week, I am going to show you guys how to test. So I've gotten a lot of questions of, I don't have a heat press. I only got into sublimation to do mugs and tumblers. So all I have is an oven and or a heat press. How can I test my colors and test things out before I waste a substrate? That is going to be a video that we do next week. So make sure that you head on over to Honestly Speaking YouTube channel, because it won't be on any other platforms other than the Honestly Speaking YouTube channel. So I'm going to go over here and just show you guys our channel. All right, let me open up this video real quick. So I'm going to go over here. All right. let's switch over. So that's the icon, honestly speaking. And I can't do it from here. So let's go over to my other channel. Or actually, let's see if he's still live. Tomorrow I will be over on Big Boy Prince. So make sure that you guys catch me over there on that interview as well. So we're going to go and see. He was live a little bit earlier. Let's see if he's still live. I don't think he is because I'm not seeing it. So he's not live anymore right now. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and just click on his channel. And what you want to do when you go and hit subscribe, you don't want to just have like when you go subscribe and it's the bell, you don't want to just click on the bell. You want to click on it and make sure that you choose all instead of personalized. That way you won't miss any of our live content, okay, or even my pre-recorded content. All right, so make sure you head over to our YouTube channel. That link that's in there that says helpful links, that's all of my links. Let's go over here and I'm going to show you what that is. Let's see. I can't see. I forgot my glasses in the room. So sometimes it's harder for me to see because I forgot my glasses. But that one that says helpful links will take you to our link tree, and it has so many helpful links. Bookmark this. It's going to make it a lot easier for you to find those links if you want to get other supplies and use my links, my codes, Johnson's Plastics code, get you 15% off. So that is where you can find all of my links and get access to videos, helpful videos, my resources and all that kind of good jazz. You can also get right to the sublimation paper here, as well as the sublimation ink. All right, so you can shop right there on our link tree, and then it'll take you over to our website, hsink365.com. All right, so printer, HS Ink, HS Ink sublimation paper. We know what substrates we need, and there are some additional things that you can, use. I don't use it as often for shirts, but when you are doing sublimation, you want to have, heat tape is great to have. We do sell that on our site as well. A lot of people use lint brushes. I use lint brushes more so when I'm doing HTV and I'm doing darker shirts, but for my regular white shirts and most of my substrates, I personally do not lint brush. I've never had an issue. So lint brush is not on my top, like the top of my supply list, but for most people it is. But heat gloves definitely are. I have like some really thin ones that they use like when they're doing like the wand curling. You can get like the really, really big ones. So there are a wide variety of heat gloves, but it can get hot. Even at 365 degrees, if you're submitting something that is like metal, the ceramics sometimes don't stay hot too long. But like metals definitely will stay hot very long. So will stay hot long. So you want to have a set of heat gloves. And that's all I really use outside of course, your heat source, such as your sublimation printer, or if you're doing hard substrates like drinkware, you want to have a mug press, maybe a mug press or a tumbler press, mug press with a tumbler attachment, or you can use a convection oven. It has to be, well, it doesn't have to be a convection oven. Contrary to popular belief, you can use a regular oven, but the heat is not circulated. It's not going to heat evenly. So with an oven, you do want to try and rotate that bad boy to keep it from getting too hot on one side. But it's best if it is a convection oven or an air fryer. That works as well. A lot of people like to use those because it also has circulating air. So that's everything you need for sublimation, right? I mean, there's a little bit more to it. I have some videos that are completely detailed, but that's it in a nutshell because I'm pretty sure you guys are ready to get to actually pressing and sublimating a shirt. The other thing that you're going to need is some sort of program to print from. Do you have to have a graphic designing program or any type of software? No, not really. The name of the game is if you can print it, you can sub it. Even if you had something that was already printed, you want to put it on your scanner, scan it and print it out or copy it. If it's on a sublimation printer, it's going to sublimate once you apply heat. But graphic designing softwares or softwares where you can, really customize, or you can make your projects whatever size you want, are going to be best for this. You can use apps. The one thing with using apps, you can't really adjust your print settings that much. So I'd recommend using an actual program that's on a computer, a Windows PC, or on a Mac, so that you can take full advantage of all of the print settings and be able to slow it down if you need to, and change your density and things like that. So is it needed? No. Is it recommended? Yes. My go-to, of course, is Silhouette Studio, because Silaholics Anonymous was my life, and it still is my life. So I use Silhouette Studio to pretty much design. You don't need a machine to use Silhouette Studio. It's a free program. Now, if you get the upgrades, make sure you click on that link for my link tree. Purchase your upgrade through there. But there are upgraded versions that unlock additional features that will aid in designing for you. But you can do a lot. Trust me, you can do a lot in the free version of Silhouette Studio. I see someone asking, what is my link tree? It is in the description of the video. So if you go into the description or like click on the top, it's going to say helpful links, but I'll also post it in the comment section now, but it's going to now always be in the description of the video. Okay. And let's see, where was I at? Because that kind of threw me off. I saw that one and it threw me off. Let's see. We're finishing up talking about supplies. Oh, design programs. So, like I said, I prefer Silhouette Studio. I do do things in like Photoshop. I use Illustrator. You have like Affinity Photo, Affinity Designer. You have Flexi. You have Inkscape. You have GIMP. You can do smaller things. If you're someone that wants to stay team small, you can go and print and do some things from Cricut Design Space. You're limited a little bit on how you can design, but you can open up SVGs and stuff free in there, so you can use it. Just know that you have to flatten everything to be able to print it out and then cut away the print and cut border. With Silhouette Studio, you're able to print up to any size, and you don't have to have it on the print and cut setting. So this is 13 by 19. We're going to press with our tacky sublimation paper as well as our fast dry, and I'll explain what the difference is once we go to press. But as you can see, your colors will be dull once you print it out. But once we press this, man, oh man, it is going to look amazing. If you don't know, this is my work. You see my name at the bottom. So I wrote this pledge. It belongs to me. It is copywritten and everything. No, I will not be selling the file. But if you would like to purchase a shirt or make a purchase with that design on it, you can head over to hsinkdesigns.com. So that is hsinkdesigns.com. We're actually going to do the black pledge one, and then there was an order for the Men Must Be, and it's the blueprint. So we're going to make this shirt as well. So you can head on over there to place your order for your shirts, whether it is our Be Advised, I'm an Extraordinary Cocoa Queen or Brown Girl, our Blueprint collection, or our Black Pledge collection. We're going to add some more things on there. Right now it's just the shirts and the mugs, but there will be more added to the site very, 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 very soon. So let's get into this, y'all. First things first, before I even go to the heat press, let me grab my scissors. Good practice is to always trim away your edges. The worst thing ever is to not see ink along the edge, and then you press it, and then you have this ghost line on your substrate. So you should always trim your edges. But this one, I have to trim it anyway because it got caught a little bit, and there's a little bit of ink right there. So we're going to trim this down, making sure I get rid of all of that ink. I like to try and cut as straight as possible. I don't typically like cut all like cuckoo crazy and like do all like the this, that, and the third and turn all the way around it. I like to have straight cuts whenever possible because that's going to make it a lot easier for you to line up your design on your substrate. Oh, hold on. I forgot I am live on Shaquille Lavelle, and that one does not show up in the chat, in the comments. So give me a second. I hope I'm not missing anyone's comments, which I was. Hold on, y'all. All right, let me see. The classes are amazing. Believe me when I say there's so much more to it than this. It's saying sample packs are out of stock on the site right now. Thank you. I will make sure those are restocked. Don't use any other paper. This paper is bomb. Thank you so much for that. It says 13 comments, but for some reason I cannot see them all. Probably because I came on here later because I forgot that I had to have my phone up for that one. It doesn't show it to me on StreamYard. Which side did I do? Okay, let's do this side. So I'm going to have an extra print of this because I only needed 2, but I wanted to show you guys the difference between tacky paper and the fast dry. So I printed it on 1-in-1 because you can fit 2 on here. And then we're just going to cut that down the middle. All right. This is fast dry. And this is the tacky. I can tell because this has a shine to it and the fast dry doesn't. And I'll explain to you what's the difference between the two. All right, there we go. And I have to cut down one more, which is the one for the ladies shirt and the men must be. Oh, when you are doing sublimation, you do want to print your image mirrored. So you're either going to reverse it in your program and then choose your regular print, like just print regular without mirroring it in your print settings, or you leave it right side up and you set your print settings to mirror. I do the latter. I go and leave it just the regular way and I set it to mirror. The only time I change that is if I'm going to do sublimation to glitter or easy subli, then I mirror in the program and then I print regular if I'm going to do a print and cut. Although I got a light box from a subscriber and I need to use that thing because her method of doing the easy subli and glitter is so dope, where you don't have to worry about registration marks or anything like that. You don't have to cut it down or anything. So I can't wait to try her method. I'm going to try and get that done next week also. I don't remember if I cut out the top or not, but I'm going to cut again. It's better to be safe than sorry. And then let's cut this. and then cut off the blueprint. All right, before I press these, ooh, I'm glad I looked at that. There's like a little weird piece right there. We're just gonna cut that off. There was like a smear, so we just cut that off. Before I go over to the heat press to do these, I'm going to kind of give you a little background on these designs. So if you go to our website, it kind of like breaks it down for you. And we're going to go up. Was it up or down? I think it's down. So it says the blueprint design. Blueprints are drawn up in reference in the building and demolishing process of structures. The same holds true to the building and destruction of our culture, community, children, and family. For the future to be a journey of progression, the blueprint of it rests on the shoulders of men. They must be the examples of love, care, grace, manhood, discipline, and so much more. The way you influence our young Black generation will shape the future of our culture. What will that future look like? Will your blueprint build or demolish it? And that's what the blueprint is about. So it just says men must be. And although, hey, I'm African American, I'm married to an African American man. So it originally was, made for my husband. Like I designed this watching him interact with our boys, and just how he is with them and what he teaches them. So it's like he is the blueprint of what it is to be a great father, what it is to be a great husband, what it is to be just a great human being. So it's men must be. And the word men is in Black because that's what I live every single day is being Black. So it's men must be, but the emphasis on that the only thing that is Black on this design is the word men. And then the design for will yours build or demolish, meaning your blueprint. And as you can see on this design, which I kind of don't like this theme because it makes everything so super small. I have to make it to where I can at least zoom in. Right here is the word blueprint because as it states, they carry that blueprint on their shoulders. So that's what the blueprint collection is. And that's what I'm going to make today with like this one. And then the other design that we are going to do tonight is my Black Pledge one. So the Black Pledge, written and designed by Shakia Lavelle after the national coverage of George Floyd's death and shooting of Jacob Blake in 2020. It is a patriotic message with a Juneteenth vibe. The pledge and colored stripes represent the 13 stripes of the American flag, where the stars would normally be are the names of unarmed Black men and women killed in our country in law enforcement involved incidents. So it simply says, I pledge allegiance to the fact that I am Black living in America. And to the Republic, please understand, we are one nation under God, but the movement will continue until there is liberty, peace, unity, equality, respect, and justice for all. So that is written work by me that I wrote, and it was originally made for my brother because he wanted 4th of July, but a Juneteenth vibe. And then we got it all done and published, and it's now on our website. All right. I just screenshotted this to show my girlfriend who was going to love this design and the wording behind it. She's not watching right now. Definitely. Thank you for that. Okay. All right. Do you have a recording with you using Easy Subly? Yes. But that to me is a more complicated way. I cannot wait to try the way that Shawnee D showed on Designs by Shawnee D on TikTok. I can't wait to try it that way. She did a Transformers one, and the light box was under there. So I can't wait to try that. But I do have one where I have used Easy Subly the way that I traditionally do it. All right. So all of those are cut out. Let's head on over to the heat press. All right. For this, I am going to be using two different types of shirts. I have Sport Tech. Someone asked earlier, this has become my favorite shirt. So it is Sport Tech. And I normally kind of do mine backwards because I'm used to threading this way. And I kind of want to move this over because I'm going to press the blueprint. And actually, you know what? I think I'm going to do the blueprint afterwards. I'll do them separately. Another helpful tool when you're doing these, if you don't have them, would be like the shirt guides. If you are new to this and you're not, you don't feel like you can eyeball it very well, you can always get the shirt rulers. And we're going to let's use this one because it's a little bit longer because this is a large shirt, but it fits kind of big. So, well, we're going to put this right here just like this, and you're going to center it up. It's going to reach the shoulders like that. So it goes and curves right around the collar. And hold on, let me go look at this order real quick. That's the men one, but I think, is this one the one that has? Yes. So the large shirt has the black men must be. All right. What size heat press am I using? It is a 16 by 20. Oh, there we go. Thank you, Jesse. Yes, it is a 16 by 20 Hotronix Fusion IQ. Welcome, welcome. Hopefully you have learned a lot from this one. If you're just joining, you can watch the playback, although we are going to do a recap, but you have come on at the perfect time if you are just joining. All right. Another little trick of the trade is when you're starting and you're not quite sure where the center is, take your design, line it up end to end. All right, so let's make sure that we're nice and square here, making sure it lines up. And then give it a little pinch at the top, a little pinch at the bottom, and that's going to give you your center line. I'll show you another way to fold your shirt in half if you want to do it that way. But we're going to go, and this is our center line based off of where this is. So we're going to just put this here. This puts us, it starts here, so it puts us about 3 inches from the collar. So it's great for that. You don't have to do kind of the fingers. So like my 4 fingers is actually a little bit longer, or a little bit wider. My 3 fingers would have been about 3 inches from where the collar is. So we're just going to place this here. And that's the thing, like when you don't cut it straight, you're not quite sure if it's really, really square because it kind of curved a little bit. So try to keep that line very, very straight. All right, don't forget to remove this. You don't want to melt it. So as you can see, I'm going to pull this back just a little so that my collar is off of the platen. As you can see, I don't really pre-press. I'll pre-press to check my pressure, but I know that this pressure is already, wait, is it? Did I change it back? I did change it back. So I don't really pre-press. I don't use a lint brush. I don't tape it down or anything like that. My way is a little bit different from everyone else's. If you, as a newbie, you may want to go ahead and tape it down if you lack that creative confidence, which this year we are really focusing on helping creative entrepreneurs build their creative confidence. So we're going to go ahead and close this down. 365 degrees, 30 seconds. Very little pressure. I'm at a pressure of 1 and 30 seconds, and it's going to be amazing. The shirt rulers I got from Amazon. I will make sure that they are in the Linktree link as well. And like my Amazon, I have different lists, so I'll make sure that they are on. They might already be on my t-shirt list on my Amazon. It's not on the Linktree, but if you go to our website, it is under Amazon recommendations. 30 seconds. There we go. So now I'm going to take this and put it right here on the corner. And I need my little blueprint piece. Where did it go? Oh, here it is. Oops. I almost put that on the wrong shoulder. Although no, it's not. It is on this one. I put it on the left one. Now with this, you can put a pressing pillow. My collar is kind of sort of in the way. I'm going to just increase my pressure a little bit to help with to help make sure that I do get even pressure because my collar is kind of in the way. I'm going to go ahead and just put my blueprint right here on the shoulder. And because I have to move this around, I am going to use some heat tape. So sometimes I do use heat tape, especially for smaller things like this. We have heat tape on our site. We sell it in 1/2 inch all the way up to 6 inches. So we're just going to go ahead and tape that down just because I have to move it under the press. And I don't want this part of my design to get any heat because that ink will reactivate and I can get ghosting. So I'm trying to be very careful to make sure that, you know, this part here is nowhere near that part of the press. We're going to increase our pressure just a little bit because we are right there in the front. And because I still didn't get a lot of pressure. I adjusted it, but it didn't adjust. I'm also on the wrong one. Hold on. All right, I'm going to press it on the right one for 30 seconds. Ooh, I might have been over a little too far. We're going to see. I may have to end up making this one over and giving this one to like my cousin because I was talking and I don't think I cleared on this side. And it went 10 seconds before, so I can like lift this one. Let's make sure it cleared. It did. It did. Yay. Bam. So there's that. So the blueprint rests on their shoulders. Now I'm going to knock the line out of this, but I'm going to knock the lines, the harsh line on all of them, all at one time. All right, so this is the lady shirt. It is a V-neck from Sport Tech. I'd have to check where my pressure was, so I'm going to do like a quick little pre-press here. All right, that's a 2. So we're going to adjust that. All right. I like to try and get it right at the 1. Okay, right, that's like right at the 1. Even like if I go back and it's like at a 0 once I do the final press. So we're going to just smooth that out some. And I'm going to grab the smaller one, which was for the lady. And we're going to fold that back. Find our center point. Now, I don't want this to be where it's too high up. You know, I want it to be nice and center. And this is a smaller design because it's longer. It's wider. It's not as long of a design. So I'm going to kind of go off of, well, lady shirts, you can't really do armpits, but you can, but you can't. So I'm going to actually put this like right up under the armpits a little because I want it to really fall on the chest area. So that's for me about like 4, which I was spot on for that one. Yes. I'm going to go down just a little bit because of where I want this to fall, which is like right at center mass, like right on the center of the chest. Oh, let me pull back my collar just a little bit. Make sure it's not on the platen, so we have a nice flat surface. And we're going to go ahead and press that for 30 seconds. And this is printed plain paper setting. And look at how great those colors look. This is not premium matte, plain paper setting. So there's that one. And then let me grab. And those are all fast dry. This is the small, nope. This is the 3X. Good little thing, little tip also, business tip. If you have a thermal printer, you can get labels. So I go and like for my shirts, I put a little label here. So it has the website, it has the size on it, and it has the QR code to get back to our website. And I put these on our bags. So another tip when doing these, especially if you have larger shirts, is to fold it in half. Place it on your plait and make sure that it's all kind of lined up. Okay, and you're going to give it a quick press just to get that line. Not too long, just a quick little press. So now we're going to open it up. Grab my print here, which this is the tacky paper. And so with tacky paper, the only difference with it is this will stick to the shirt. As you can see, our paper ghosting is really minimal anyway. And the way the paper is made, you're not going to really get a lot of shift and ghosting. But this does stick to the shirt. A lot of people like it. We have it in rolls, and everyone requested the sheets, so we do have it in the sheets now. What I mainly use it for is when I have to piece things together, because wherever you press, it's going to stick and stay in that place, in that spot, and then you can move around. I don't have enough space in my area to have the hardboard, so the tacky paper really comes in handy for oversized designs. You cannot use it on hard substrates. It's made to be used on different like fabrics. So shirts, can coolers, towels, rags, shower curtains, book bags. A book bag wasn't in the order, but I am going to do like a little drawstring bag for you guys. So, I forgot to crease it. So we're going to fold this in half, crease the top, crease the bottom. And then when I put it on here, I can put it right on that line. And I know that it's nice and square and centered no matter how I cut it. So for this one, this is the center of the chest. So the center of my design is pretty much right there. So I am like spot on for this, and it's lined up. We're going to go ahead, push that in, and press this, go back to 30 seconds, press this one for 30 seconds as well. Which I could have, oh, I did move it back from 1 and it's on 0, but that's going to be fine. So don't forget that the paper that I am using can be found on our website, hsink365.com. hsink365.com. So see, it's stuck to it. Oh, well, now it came off because I shook it. And it does not bleed through. So I don't put butcher paper on the inside. There's nothing on the back. It does not bleed through. That's because I'm doing a lower temperature, not a lot of pressure, and a shorter time. It does not bleed through the back. So I don't have to waste paper. I don't have to waste butcher or parchment paper on the inside. All right, so there's that one. And then I have one more shirt to do. It's another, I think this is a 2X. And these are this one that I'm using now. These two are the Team 365. The first two were Sport Tech. These are Team 365 shirts. I got the Team 365 shirts from Jiffy Shirts. The Sport Tech shirts from, it's called Shirt Bargain, I think. But just do a Google search. There are several vendors that sell the shirts. All right. Oh, oops. Oh, I just answered that question. You don't have to put anything in between the shirts to avoid the bleed. Nope, not with our paper. And if you want to test it, where did that go? Where did it go? Just so you can see where my center line is. Boom. And that lines right up with that center line. So folding in half gives you the center line as well. All right, now that that's done, we are going to knock the lines out of these shirts. Now, this shirt actually did have some moisture in it. With the tacky paper, if you're going to use that, I actually do recommend that you pre-press with the tacky paper if you really need it to stick. I didn't really need this to stick, but this had moisture in it. So you want to, I have another one. I'm going to pre-press it so you can really see it stick. But there is that one. and we're gonna knock the line out. But before I do that, here is the release on that one. This print is probably going to be too big for this small shirt, but that's okay. I'm going to still press it just so I can show pre-pressing. And I'm actually going to put this one on the back of this shirt. Since it's kind of a big print and this is a small shirt, I'm going to put it on the back. So we do want to, again, pre-press just to knock out that moisture because this, oh wait, this may not be, okay, yeah, this is, oh, is this tacky? This may not have been, yeah, it turned yellowish, so that was tacky, I think. We'll see. This one, I know is tacky because I can see the sheen. All right, so I knocked that moisture out, but I really only need that for tacky paper if you really want it to tack. But our paper really does not ghost like that, so Fast Dry is multi-purpose paper. It's what you can use for tumblers, keychains, puzzles, dog bowls, dog tags, anything like that. That's your Fast Dry paper. And then tacky is only for fabric substrates. It was upside down? Are you sure? Oh, well. No, it's not. It's not upside down. This, I put my collar this way. I was like, wait, are you sure? See, it won't fall off. Now it does. So there we go. And now I'm going to knock the harsh lines out of all of these shirts. Because with sublimation paper on shirts, especially if it's a shirt that has a little bit of thickness to it, you're going to see that line of demarcation. Some shirts, it's more prominent than others. So this is where I use butcher paper. I don't use it on top, on the bottom. Even if like with other papers, if you have to put the butcher paper on top, you would still need another sheet of butcher paper in order to do this. So I use my butcher paper only for this method. So I'm using one sheet instead of 3 sheets and putting one on the inside and all that other kind of good jazz. So we're going to come down like right there. I cut it way too long. All you need is for it to be bigger than your heat press. So if your heat press is a 15 by 15, you won't need a long piece. It just needs to be the butcher paper size and maybe like 16, 17 inches, just so that it clears the front and back of your heat press because you don't want to create additional lines. So just make sure that it's hanging off of your heat press on all sides. Then I take my heat press and I'm going to turn the knob like 2 full rotations, a little bit over, and then we're going to press it for 10 seconds on overload, basically. Oh, that's only on 8. I could have gone a little bit higher. And that will knock that harsh line out for you. And it doesn't affect the colors at all. I'm going to show it afterwards. So we're just going to knock the lines out of all of these shirts that we already did. Yeah, I cut my papers way too long. I can cut that off and still use that bottom portion for other designs. Because if you're going to ever do something like, ooh, is it over here, the puzzle? If you ever do something like a full bleed puzzle, you're going to have extra ink around it. So you have to put butcher paper or parchment paper down to catch that ink. So this paper is not a waste. I can always use it for smaller projects. And so I'm going to go back to 10. Now these Vortex shirts, because of how they're made, the line on this is a little bit more prominent than on the Team 365 shirt, because this is a really plush shirt. It's nice and thick. So the thicker the shirt, the more you're going to see that line, because the paper sinks into the fibers. I don't know what I was thinking. I cut these papers way too big. It's okay. I'll just take it down at 20. At 20. And then the blueprint. So I'm going to bring this one down a little bit because I want to be able to get the collar, like the blueprint part up here as well. So I'm going to bring this like all the way over to the edge and down so that I can knock out the harsh line on the word blueprint as well. Is that all of them? Did I do this one? What was this one? Did I do this one? No, I did not. This one was a big design, so that's kind of fast. And so I don't go over. right. And I'm going to grab. Now, this one was sent to me. I forgot from who. I have never done this particular bag. So I don't know if this going to melt on me or what, because I've actually never done this particular one. It says 1% polyester, but it surely don't feel like it. Like, it feels like it's kind of like plastic. So I'm going to use a big sheet of polyester. I mean, they say that it's polyester. I don't know if it's going to stick. So when in doubt, protect your heat press and, protect or try and minimize the likelihood of it sticking together. So we're just going to slide this in here. I'm going to move this off of the platen because I know for sure that bottom part cannot be pressed. So this definitely cannot be a all over. Now, I don't know if these are going to melt or what they are going to do. This might be a situation where you want to use an easy press of some sort. I have Vors, but you can also use the Cricut easy presses as well. Now, this is raised, so I probably should have we're going to just throw caution to the wind and try it. This is raised. I'm going to see how this is going to come out on here because, is it going to fit? It might not fit. It's like going all the way across. All right. Again, I don't know how these are going to do. So we're just going to cover them up. I probably should put parchment paper just in case it sticks to my platen. But we're going to test it out and see and pray for the best. So I'm going to move this up just a little. It's like right there on the edge. This is one that definitely should use the easy press. All right, I'm going to turn my pressure back down because it's a little too high. I don't remember how many turns that was. Let's go ahead and just press this. It's only at a 2. I wanted a little bit more pressure because of that top piece. We're going to see if it pressed, because there is a hump at the top, and a pressing pillow would actually have been the better thing to use for this so that I raise up the middle. But I'm clearing out my office and my pressing pillows are not in here. So I don't have one in here. Yep. Those handles melted. And I knew I should have put something. Told me to put something on my platen. I knew I should have. Dang it. Look at that. I should have protected my platen. Something told me to. Look at that. But it's going to come right off. That's so weird. Why sell that if it's going to do it? So that is definitely made for more of an easy press than a heat press. And Miss Wood said it, watch out for the strings. And I wasn't sure how that was going to go. So definitely use an easy press for those. I wasn't stressed out about it because I knew it would come off. If you don't, can't tell. I've done it a time or two with other stuff, but I wasn't sure how that one would be. And that one was sent to me to try out. And it's a good thing I don't remember who it was because I would hate to kind of blast their product, but it was sent to me to try. Actually, where is my rag? Oh, yeah, and it all melted and stuff. I mean, it's still subbed. The inside, then like, yeah, this has to be used with an easy press. Even this part melted. So I think she was trying to see if she should get them, but obviously not. And I've had it for a while, so I don't know if she purchased them or not. I believe what the person that sent to me said. She was trying to see if they were a good buy. This is what I'm looking for. But I have to now go and figure out who that was or see if she actually brought them and tell her, no, they are not a good buy. That's what happens when you wait forever to be able to do reviews and stuff like that. When people send me stuff, sometimes I'm just not able to do them. So now I got to go look for her mailer. I hope she didn't buy them because those suck. But I definitely should have put butcher paper down to protect my surface. But I wasn't too worried about it because I knew that it would come up. Because I have another one where, I mean, the strings didn't look like that, but they still burnt. So they melted. So that's that. All right. I mean, it's not, yeah. The print looks good. I mean, but literally the strings inside melted as well. But the print looks amazing. All right, we're going to go ahead and I'm trying to see what else before we close out. Is there anything else over here that I can press just so that you guys can see? This is really small. This was made for, I know what I can put that on. Hold on. Let me grab. It's sized for these. So let's grab. It's like a badge reel. Wait, are the metal pieces in here? Nope, I think my metal pieces are in the other one, but let's grab an adhesive circle. Just so that you can see that that 365 works on hard substrates as well. So let me grab the little piece for the inside. I mean, for the top of it. Ooh, is this made for this? Yeah, it's going to be a little bit big, but that's fine. What the heck did I print these out this small for? So because it's not all the way in the middle and there's a little bit going to hang off, I'm going to... Oh, look, let me show you something. I don't even have to do that. Well, I still need it for the top, but I'm going to put that like that. It's going to cut off her hat. Oh, wrong thing. Where's my heat tape? Wherefore art thou heat tape? Oh. I'm going to answer all of your questions just as soon as I get back to the computer. I'm just going to put that in the middle. Take that off to expose the adhesive. Oh, there was a piece of it up there. I didn't know that was still on there. Get off my heat press. I didn't even know that part was exposed. There is a little bit on my heat press. I'll have to get that off later. I will wait for it to harden and then scrape it off. Woo! Oh, dang it. You know what I forgot to do on this? Remove the stupid film. So it's blurred. I forgot to remove the foolish film. I'll do it. I'll do another one. And I think it melted to it. It did. But I wanted to, because I was so excited to show that you don't have to do it on that side. When it comes to metal, it will heat from both sides. That's how, it is with the tumblers as well. Let's see what it looks like. I mean, it's actually not bad. When I take the film off, it went through it. So I actually don't have to redo it. Look, 30 seconds. I had the film on it and the colors still pop. So I'm just going to take this and put it right. Okay. Here is a little trick for this also. That's why I pulled two pieces of paper. I'm going to put that on there. And then having these tabs helps you to line it up. And get it right in the middle. Well, hold on. Let's see. Is it there? And there you go. So I'm going to go over to back to the computer and show you guys everything that we did. This is going off so that I can scrape that mess off of my heat press. All right, let's switch back. Oh, I guess I should have put it. No, well, this goes like I did. I should have put it the other way. Duh, Shakia. Let's see. That 3M is not forgiving. Sometimes actually should go this way. I don't like about these is they didn't make it to cover the whole thing. It's like it still leaves room around it. Can I get it to focus so you can see the color? Will it focus? Oh, come on. Don't mind my nails. Come on, focus. But there's that. I mean, they're all pretty much the same except for the one. And with this, it may seem like when you're looking at it like this, it may seem like it is really, really low. But especially since it's a ladies cut shirt, when it's on, I'm going to come to the shoulders. It's going to sit right on the chest and not be like up under here. So it may seem like it's really far down, but because this is a shorter design, we want it to be where it's going to sit right on the chest. All right. The heck was that? And then here is the Black Men Must Be, the blueprint. And again, that is on our website, hsinkdesigns.com. Ooh. So you can go there. We're going to end up adding some more stuff to it. I had this for a year. I haven't done a lot with the site. And someone I saw earlier, and I wasn't saying that the website was free. The theme for this is free. Oh, if there are any of my doctor students on here or creative business, we just did like pitch photos, product photos, even for like mock-ups. You see the difference in having that you have a white background behind it compared to these are just straight up PNGs. And so they're just floating. But hsinkdesigns.com is where you can go to order your Black Pledge or Blueprint shirts. All right, let's go ahead and answer a few questions, and then I am off to Betty Bye. It is 1:32 West Coast. Y'all lucky I love y'all. Y'all show love. So I figured I'd come on here for you guys. All right, let's see. Where did I leave off? Email me so that I can get your contact number to figure out exactly what the issue may be. So email me, please, silaholics@gmail.com, or just go to the link tree. And when you go to the link tree and go down to email, it will, oh, wait, let me move that. And you click on the email, you'll be able to email me straight from that, okay? The link is in the description of the video. So click on that, send me an email so I can get your contact and figure out what exactly happened and what's going on. Amazon. Let's see, where was I at? How do you know when to increase pressure on the heat press? Every substrate is different. Like, so for vinyl, you're going to need more pressure. So you're going to turn that up to increase the pressure. Because I use it to knock out the line, I need more pressure for that. So I adjust the pressure. Sublimation does not need heavy pressure. Sublimation requires even pressure, and it requires even contact on the surface. So when we're putting like shrink wrap on tumblers and things like that, it's not necessarily to increase the pressure, but it's to keep that even pressure all the way around and keep the paper tight to the substrate. But you really don't need a lot of pressure when it comes to sublimation. Now, there will be some things like sometimes you may want to increase, like if you don't want it to go too high, because let's say you have a mask and it has that band around it. If you go too high, it's going to push it down too much and you're going to get the white line. So you want to find like a happy medium, but you wouldn't be able to use light pressure on it because of the raised surfaces. You have to give it a little bit more pressure unless you're going to put a pressing pillow under it. If you're going to do the method where you're going to tape together pieces because you have a smaller printer and you have to tape sheets together, you want to use more pressure on those because where it overlaps is thicker. So to overcompensate for that, for the areas that don't have it so that they get the right amount of even pressure, you're going to increase your pressure for that. So the situations always vary for when you will need to increase it. I get into things like, well, I just did the sublimation seminar last year. We're going to kick off and do a sublimation seminar, but I do plan to have some classes that kind of go into a little more detail. You can't tell by now, I'm called the professor for a reason. I do a lot of research and I present it in a very informative, clear, concise, and educational way. I'm all about being properly educated about the things that we do in this creative space. So that's why I'm known as a professor, because I really break it down. Some people say I have attention to detail syndrome, but I mean, it's just who I am, and it just makes for like it makes me better at what I do because I pay attention to detail, and I like sometimes provide too much information and too much detail. I just got the 2803. I was trying to decide which ink to use when I stumbled here. So I'm ordering based on all the good feedback I have seen so far, and I can't wait to try your paper. Thank you. Thank you. Watch our video. I'm going to maybe redo that video over because I think some people misunderstood what I said when it came to setting it up. I still stand by it. I don't fill mine all the way up because I have had situations where they don't, like you can fill them all the way up and it still doesn't work, or you miss that important step of the question mark and charging your inks. So when you're filling it out, when you do yours, I think it sounds like I'm saying like the tip, like the very tip, or I probably did say the tip, was probably my brain, but go to that top of the arrow. So on there is like a little arrow. Don't go to the tip because then you're gonna it may take up all of the ink. So take it right above that arrow when you set it up. But watch my video on how to set up a 2803. I just realized you have the necks towards you. I've been struggling putting the neck the opposite way under my swing away. Yeah, I like it that way because it makes it better. It makes it easier for me to see it. I started doing that with vinyl, but with the Hotronics, you become accustomed to doing it that way because it threads from the front. So you just become really accustomed to setting it up that way because of how you thread on the Hotronics. Looks great. Awesome. Dang it. I need to change my printer over and just start. Yes. What are you waiting for? I mean, there's so much that you can do with Sublimation. Don't hesitate. Take that printer out of the box. You might already have some other ink, but go get you some Sublimation. Honestly speaking, ink. Definitely at least get the paper and get started, Jessica. Stop procrastinating. What are you waiting for? Go at, wait, what she says? My favorite movie. Go on, honey. Take a chance. If you don't know what movie that is, I don't know what to tell you. Like, that's my favorite movie of all time. Well, next to Frequency and Lean on Me. It's up there. It's really, really up there. Nope. And I think I read that. We don't have to put anything into the shirts. Jiffy, bargain shirts. Have I sublimated a baseball jersey before? I've put heat transfer vinyl on one. I have not sublimated one. Let's see. Yes, I put the one on the back of the shirt because it was actually too big for the front. That was a small, but that design was like 12 inches wide or something. So that would have been a little too big for the front of that small shirt. So just for demo purposes, I put it on the back of the shirt. I have a lot of printers. So I have an Epson 7720. I have another Epson 7720 on standby and a 7210 on standby. I have right there, you can kind of see it off in the corner. That's a 2720. That's a small format EcoTank. I'm not a fan of EcoTanks. I just have it for teaching purposes only. I also have a Sawgrass that's not set up yet, but it will be soon. And I have a 2803 that I set up, but I was going to give that one away. So I mainly use my Epson 7720. It is like the best one. Unfortunately, those have been discontinued. You're not going to find them. So for the same quality of the 7720, you're going to have to either get the 7820, 7840, 7310. More information on our website about those. You do have to buy replacement chips for them, but it's still a great printer. Or you can get the 16600 or 16650 EcoTanks. They are $1,000 and $1,124. So just depends on the type of investment you want to make. You can get those, and those give you the best color payout and most accurate colors without a lot of tweaking. All EcoTanks, you're gonna have to tweak your settings or get a profile because it's not made for that. I talk about that in like 1,000 other videos. Yes, I'm using my Sublimation paper. It's the best paper out there. Let's see. Oh, I guess I could have done that, but so what that probably is good for is a small. So see, bigger is not always better. That's what I said. Either an easy press on a smaller press, that probably would have been better because then I could have been able to keep the cords and the top off of it. But because that's such a big press, it's kind of just on there. So sometimes having a smaller press is better. I think I have another one, and I have a 12x10 heat press from Amazon. I'm going to try that on that one. So thank you for reminding me of that, Chanel. Just put it off to the side. But with my big heat press, that's kind of impossible. So I will try it with my easy press and or my smaller 12x9 heat press. She says the same thing with my Santa Sax. Yeah, it's kind of like hit or miss. Oh yeah, it definitely, I knew it would clean up because I've actually done it before with something totally different. Does butcher paper and parchment paper work the same? When should you use which one? So yes, technically they are the same. They are just a barrier to protect your equipment, to protect your platen. Had I had it down, I would have had to wipe it and scrape it all off. It would have just been collected onto the butcher paper. So it's a source just to protect your equipment for the most part. They both pretty much work the same. I find that when I have to like for certain things, I don't really like butcher paper. When I use it like in the collar, if I'm doing like an all over shirt, it will still bleed through. I find that butcher paper still bleeds through if you're using it like in between something to like separate it. So I'm not like a 100% like fan of butcher paper, but it is, useful. I like it for pressing out the lines because it's really inexpensive. It's wider than the parchment paper and it covers my heat press. And it's also less expensive than the parchment paper. I gravitate to parchment paper more because I'm so used to using that when it comes to heat transfer vinyl. You want to use parchment paper instead of butcher paper if you're ever going to sub to glitter and create what's called like a glitter. I call it a glitter patch, where you're going to just take it off and you're going to, before you put it on your substrate, you're going to press the actual heat transfer vinyl. So you'll take it off the carrier. It can't be loose letters. This is for something that's whole. You put it on the parchment paper. Same thing with Easy Subly. You sub it and allow it to cool down, and then it's not going to mess up your adhesive. You can still then press it to a shirt. I normally do like glitter patches if I'm going to put something on a colored polyester shirt because vinyl does not have dye migration block. So those colors will come through, and if it's like a red shirt or a pink shirt, it's going to make the vinyl red or like more like a pinkish color. If it was a dark color, you get kind of like a really dirty, muddy look that, when it comes through your vinyl. So parchment paper is better for that. Parchment paper is when I'm doing Jet Pro 3G, it's non-stick. I prefer the non-stick method or the non-stick option because it makes it where I don't have to like really think about it because I have forgotten put butcher paper. But if I'm doing like Jet Pro 3G or certain things where you're supposed to use parchment paper so that it's non-stick, you don't kind of confuse yourself. So I don't do just sublimation. I do doing a whole lot of other things. So parchment paper is my preferred one, but I do use butcher paper for a lot of things. I've learned, yes, I've converted you. She says, I've learned to love the small projects. I told y'all, I am team small when it comes to sublimation. Although I have a big printer, I am team small. I love small. I like how it looks realistic. Professor, how do you decide on placement for the sleeve? It depends on the design and where you want it at. So it's a lot of factors that will go into that because every design is different. I like how your images on the site look so realistic. That's a mock-up from, like, it's done in Photoshop. It's like a mock-up. Does our ink sub well on glass? Yes, it does. I have an EcoTank 8550 and a 7720. Yeah, the 8550, I'm just not going to buy it. The gray ink, and that's $700 that I just don't need. I already have the 7720. Yeah, it's the best printer that you can have for sublimation. It really, really is. Can I use heat tape to tape together parchment paper to make larger sheets? Ooh, that one's a kind of like, I don't really recommend that one because depending on what you're using it for, it can cause like lines of demarcation on your print. If it's something like a shirt or something that's fabric, it can cause a line of demarcation. So it's not really advisable. And also, you're not going to really get it to stick because parchment paper is non-stick. That tape is going to come off in like 2.5 seconds. Butcher paper, yes. Parchment paper, not so much because it's non-stick. The tape is going to come off. Thank you for explaining that. I really needed that information on the parchment paper. You are very welcome. I refuse to hit 2 hours. So we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. I thank you, night owls on the East Coast, and all of our watchers and followers on the West Coast and Mountain Time. Thank you so much for joining me this evening, this morning for us on the East Coast. don't forget that we have dropped our prices to be able to help all of our creative entrepreneurs. So make sure you guys support. Like if it goes where y'all aren't sharing, y'all aren't buying stuff like that, hey, we still have to make a living. Like we want to still hit the numbers that we did, but we are trying to make it to where it's more affordable. And to help you guys increase your profit margin. As long as you guys continue to support and purchase and share and recommend, we're going to hit our numbers and you guys are going to benefit from it as well. So please, please, please let everyone know that Honestly Speaking Sublimation paper is a top notch. It's a top tier product. It's absolutely incredible at one of the best prices you're going to find for sublimation paper. All right. Also, don't forget all of our social media. Follow us on TikTok. It's Shakia the Professor. I know. Okay, so everyone always says their names are the same across the board. Well, I'm a little different. So on TikTok, I am Shakia the Professor. I don't really have a large Instagram presence, but I will have one pretty soon because I'm being pressured, But on Facebook, we have a Facebook page and a Facebook group where you can go post your finished products, ask questions, and get help. So we have Honestly Speaking 365 Sublimation. So there's a page and a group. And we have Silaholics Anonymous, which will be changed to 365 Creative Academy. I still love Silhouette, but I am just centering everything around my own brand. We are a brand now. I'm not just a regular crafter, just, when I was just a stay-at-home mom and just doing YouTube videos because I was tired of just looking at babies all day. I am a brand now. So I want to promote my own brand and just kind of stand out from it, although I am still a Silaholic all day, every day. But 365 Creative Academy or 365 Creative also is like the name. And so we have the Facebook group, the Facebook page, and the YouTube channel, Silaholics Anonymous. We also have a 365 Creative Academy. If you haven't seen the post, it breaks down what each channel will entail. 365 Creative Academy will have more videos for creative entrepreneurs. We're going to have the top, our top things for small businesses and creative entrepreneurs. So we're going to do my top 5 on Thursday. So top 5 Thursdays on 365 Creative Academy. So make sure that you guys subscribe, hit the bell, and change it to all so that you're notified. And then we have, Silaholics Times YouTube and Honestly Speaking YouTube channel. All of that is in our link tree. So it's very convenient. Click on the link for the link tree where it says helpful links, bookmark it, and that way you'll be able to easily get to our website. The Academy will be on there pretty soon because I was making some changes, but that will be on there as well. Links for all of my affiliates and things like that, all of our partners, and the code for Johnson's Plastics 9PKD6 gets you 15% off. So yeah. All right, guys, that is all for me. Again, our website, hsink365.com. Let me know in the comments if you guys enjoyed this. Come back, leave a comment. Let me know if you enjoyed this. And if you guys would like to see some more late night crafting or not crafting, late night creating with the professor. And next time I want to set up my phone for TikTok, but I'm clearing out the room. We did one wall, got to do the other one. So most of my equipment is out of here. But next time I'm going to set it up for TikTok also. Thank you. Thank you for all the info and decrease in price of your paper. Awesome paper. You are very welcome. She said, this is my paper and I'm sticking to it. Thank you. You are very welcome. Good night. Thank you. And yes, definitely share, and you are welcome. She said, yes, Professor Creatives After Dark. Yes. All right, y'all. Thank you for watching. Good night.